Hey everybody, Joe Nielsen here. My journey so far has been the realization, mostly, of how to be happy, how to stay happy, and how to focus on wanting to be there all the time. When I first started my journey, one of my biggest goals was to be in peace and harmony and just to be happy. I just wanted to find out how I can be happy. Of course, I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression and manic depression and um, all those issues that a lot of times we end up becoming diagnosed with. And yes, I was supposed to be on prescription drugs, but as I've said before, I do not like prescription drugs. I really have a hard time with it. And if it's something that I feel that I can handle on my own, then of course that's what I do. And for my depression and my anxiety, that's what I've chosen to do, is to figure it out on my own. I know it's not easy for other people to do that, and you have to really know you to be able to do that. It's such a beautiful day out. The sun is shining. I hope you can see me okay. So through my process, and I really, like I said before, I've gone through depression many times, to a point of being suicidal. And if you've watched my videos before, you know I have. I've talked about it before. But I really want to talk to you about being happy. So how do you get yourself from being anxious to being happy? How do you convince yourself? Well, I want to tell you that anxiety, and although now it's actually like clinical, the doctors give you medication for it and all that other stuff, but I really want to tell you that when I started working on myself, so like when Loki was just little, and I've been really working on myself since that time, I really had to go through a lot of habits I wanted to get rid of and a lot of habits I wanted to change. So my happiness now habit has been a priority for me. It's been a priority for me. So I work on it every single day. I went from being seeing others, like looking outside of myself and finding issues, finding difficulties, finding problems, finding everybody else being mean to me, or this was happening and this shouldn't be happening, and sadness, depression, anger, frustration, and all that stuff. And then I know where happiness comes from, and I know it comes from within inside me. I know that with anxiety, what I'm doing is I am focusing on whatever I don't feel is right, and I'm not focusing on what I really want to focus on, which is a happy thought, which is getting myself to there. So I'm focusing on the negative. I'm focusing on that one person who hurt me. I'm focusing on that one situation I have no control over. I'm focusing on, and I'm doing all this stuff instead of going, wait a minute, okay, but how do I get happy? How do I get happy now? So through my, well, let's say 6 years of full-time, well, actually full-time probably 4 years, maybe 6 years, but of focusing on learning me and focusing on my own development, my own spirituality, my own personal development. How do you get to the habit of happy now? Happy now. So when Loki was little, he did videos, and his biggest thing, he just was, just be happy. Just be happy, mommy. Just be happy. And it was so true. Like, all you have to do is just decide, no, I want to be happy. So I'm going to know what I'm thinking. I'm going to pay attention to these thoughts. Thoughts don't just happen. We think them. They're a lot, and of course we start off where we don't even realize we're thinking these thoughts because we've allowed our mind to do whatever it wants to do for far too long, and we've never paid attention to what we are thinking. So then things happen and we wonder, how did that happen? Well, you were asking for something else. I've seen many people, like even just recently, say, what else could go wrong? And then something else goes wrong. It's like, okay, thank you, because they're asking for it. They don't mean to ask for it, of course. I mean, none of us mean to ask for it, but when you're not thinking about what you're saying, you're not thinking about what thoughts are coming, you're not paying attention to yourself, to your core self. So you have no clue what you're asking for. So start there. Start thinking, okay, how am I feeling? I'm feeling anxious. I must be having anxious thoughts. Okay, so let's change them right now. Let's change them into happy thoughts. Let's start every morning becoming happy. Happiness now. Being happy right now in this moment. And yes, it will take some time. I had to go through a lot of different issues with my own self on learning on how to get out of that frustration, anger, anxiety, and I had to do all different types of things to get myself to where now I can go, oh, I'm not thinking a good thought, let's change it. So I want to make the next little while of videos about being happy now and the happiness habit. I want to start helping you to realize that you too can be happy right now. So the first one I want to talk about, because I think mornings are very, very important. Before you leave your bed, and let's say tomorrow morning, because you'll probably watch the video today. So tomorrow morning, before you leave your bed, you decide happiness now. Think of a happy thought. If it's in the morning, if you want to start it right now, then start it right now. Whatever it is, okay? You're watching this video, let's start it right now. Take a moment, okay? And just sit and then breathe. A big breath in. And fill your whole body with that breath and hold it in there. And release it. And let it go. Let everything out. Okay? And then think of something that makes you happy. Something that you are grateful for. Something that just puts that big, huge smile on your face. It could be your loved ones. It could be something you accomplished. It could be something that you're about to do. It doesn't matter what it is. Get that thought. Get that happy thought. Get it going in you. Feel it from the bottom of your toes all the way up to your head. And that's where you're going to put yourself today. When you feel yourself anxious, then you're going to remind yourself that you're thinking anxious thoughts. A lot of people don't think that they have any control of their anxiety. They really don't want to be responsible for it. But I'm telling you, you are responsible for it. It is your thoughts. And if you just change them, then you can be happy now. So today, in this moment, right now, choose a happy thought. Breathe it in. Let go of anxiety. Let go of frustration. Let go of hate. Let go of that person that you're being bothered by. and breathe in happiness. Let out all that negativity and bring in the happiness. I would love to do a few more of these videos for you, step by step. This one's pretty long now, 10 minutes. I didn't want it to go this long, and I'll give you some more information on how I helped myself get to a place where I wake up every morning and I am excited about the day. I am ready to get going because I've chosen to be happy now as a habit instead of just allowing frustration, anger, anxiety, stress. You're worth it. Become happy now. It's up to you. Make an amazing day, everybody.